So let's just talk about decorators in Python. So the decorators are a powerful and elegant way to modify or extend the behavior of a function. So suppose we have one function greet prints welcome. Now suppose we wanted to add some additional functionality without modifying this function. So in that case we can make use of the decorators. So the decorator is essentially a function, and the function can take another function as argument. The decorator will return a new function with some enhanced or altered behavior. So here inside we can add some additional functionality to that existing function without modifying that existing function. So here in this case, if we do not want to modify this greet function, so we can pass this greet function to this decorator. So here we can pass as argument, and here inside the function will add some additional behavior to that function, and then it will return this new function with some added behavior. So this way we do not have to modify this greet function. So like an example, here we have this greet function. So we want to log the time of the function call every time we call the function. Now we wanted to add that behavior and we do not want to modify that function. So in that case we can make use of one decorator function. So let's just define one decorator function. So we're gonna call this logger because this will log the calling time of any function. So the decorator function will take function as argument. Now inside the decorator function it will have one inner function. So here inside we're gonna print the log time of that function call. So to print the log time we have to import date time. So here we're gonna print the function name. So underscore underscore name underscore underscore. So the function called at, and then we're gonna print the time, date time dot now. So we're gonna print the current date time, and the inner function will return and it will call the function that was received in the parameter. So this is our enhanced function which prints the name of the function along with the time the function was called, and then it will call that function that was received in the parameter. So now we have to return this inner function. So the logger is taking one function as a parameter. It is defining one inner function which has all the enhanced behavior, and then it is returning that function call. So the logger is basically defined that enhanced function with some additional behavior and then returning that new function. Now we can apply decorator to that function. We can call our decorator function logger and we can pass the greet function, and this will return one new function f1. The new function is basically this inner function. So we can call the new function f1. We have this output. So the greet function was called. Here is the time of the function call, and along with the output of the greet function itself. So that is the manual approach to apply the decorator function. And also we can use the syntax. So here we can use at and the name of the decorator function which is logger. So here we are implicitly applying this logger function to our greet function. So because of the logger, now the greet function has this additional logging ability. So now if we call the greet function, you can see we have the output. So we have the name of the function along with the time of the function call. So we can apply the logger this way, or also we can manually apply the logger. So here we're just applying the logger to one simple function which do not take any parameters. So let's just see one function which has the parameter. So suppose we have a function add which takes the parameter and then it returns the addition of those two numbers. So we can apply the logger for this parameterized function also. So in that case we're gonna use the variable args because the function can have multiple parameters, and then we're gonna call the function with the same arguments again. Now the decorator is much more generalized. Now the decorator can be applied to any function that has no parameter or that has multiple parameter. Now let's just apply our decorator to the add function. So here we have to use the add logger, and now the add function is enhanced with this ability to print the time of the function call. So let's just call the add function with the numbers 1 and 2. So here you can see the greet function called, here is the time, and the add function is called, here is the time of the function call. So this way we can use the decorator and we can dynamically extend the behavior of any function without modifying that function. And because decorators are reusable, we can pass any function as a parameter to that decorator. So this way our code will be modular and much more cleaner. So that's it for the video. See you in the next one. Take care.